Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon X and Y analysis video. Today's video is going to be all about Mega Charizard Y, so let's get started by taking a look at this Pokemon's typing, ability, and stats. So to start things off, Mega Charizard Y is a Fire-Flying type Pokemon, much like the regular version of Charizard, which achieves this Mega Evolution through the use of the Charizardite Y item. Now upon Mega Evolving, it does lose the Blaze or Solar Power ability that the regular Charizard may possess in favor of one of the best abilities in the game in my opinion, known as Drought, which is an ability that automatically induces the Sunny Day effect on the field. Now this effect was significantly nerfed this generation because it is no longer permanently up, but still the 5 turns that this Drought ability will keep the sun up is plenty of time to allow Mega Charizard Y to do considerable damage to your opponent's team, as well as support the other members of your team if you are running some sort of a sun team, and also get rid of one of its weaknesses to water type moves because of the way that the Sunny Day effect works in reducing the power of all water type attacks. Now to give you a side-by-side comparison of the regular Charizard and the Mega Charizard Y, you can see very clearly here that upon Mega Evolving, it does get some considerable boosts into its base stats of its physical attack, special attack, and special defense, allowing this Pokemon to do quite a bit more damage than the regular version of Charizard. Specifically from the special side, I do consider Mega Charizard Y to be more of a special attacker, whereas Mega Charizard X is more of a physical attacker, but the special defense boost that you get as well is also really nice to allow this Pokemon to definitely take special hits even more better than it was originally able to. Now with that, let's take a look at the first moveset I have for you in this video. So for this first set, we're going to start off by giving Charizard either a Naive Nature to increase its speed but lower its special defense, or a Timid Nature to increase its speed and lower its physical attack. And for the ability, for the regular Charizard, we're going to be going with Blaze, but this is obviously going to be replaced with Drought as soon as you Mega Evolve. But for the EVs, we're going to start by putting 4 into its defense, 252 into its special attack to max that out, and then 252 EVs into its speed to max that out as well to allow Charizard Y to be as fast and powerful from the special side as it could possibly be. And for the item, we're obviously going to be going with Charizardite Y this time to allow it to Mega Evolve into this particular version of Mega Charizard. But for the moves, the first one we're going to be going with on the set is going to be our main Fire-type stab attack on the set in the form of either Fire Blast or Flamethrower. Now Fire Blast obviously is the more powerful but less accurate option, whereas Flamethrower is the less powerful but always accurate option. So really it's whichever one you want to go with, and a lot of people can make an argument that because of the Drought being up and boosting the power of your fire type moves, it's better to just go with Flamethrower so that you don't miss, because your moves will still be extremely powerful, but Fire Blast obviously is more powerful overall, and 85% accuracy really isn't that bad compared to some other moves, so you could still go with that as well, but those are just the things to consider when using your fire type move or selecting your fire type move on this particular Charizard. But to go along with that, we're going to be making use of Solar Beam, which is going to be your main grass move on the set, and because of the sun being up, this will have no charge turn, allowing Charizard to very easily make use of one of the most powerful grass type attacks in the game, and allow it to hit many different things on your opponent's side of the field for considerable super effective grass type damage. Now the coverage that you get between Fire Blast and Solar Beam is absolutely phenomenal, really only being resisted by fire types and dragon types, as well as other Pokemon in the game that are obviously able to be dual typed in a way that are resisting both of these attacks. But overall this coverage is really great and pretty much all you will need for the most part. But because there are still quite a few things that we still need coverage for, we are going to be running Earthquake or Focus Blast in the last move slot for attacking moves on this set. Earthquake specifically being there for Heatran because this will allow you to hit this 4 times super effectively and is considerably more reliable than Focus Blast, even though this also hits Heatran for super effective damage, but it does have only 70% accuracy, so it's not something you really want to rely on all the time, but it also does give you some really fantastic coverage along with Fire Blast or Flamethrower and Solar Beam, because this also is working off your special attack stat as opposed to Earthquake working off your physical attack, and allows you to hit other rock types and dark types and other things for super effective damage as well. But Earthquake again is still the more reliable option because of its accuracy, so that is something to consider when selecting this move. But for the last move on this set, we can either go more defensive with running Roost or completely offensive through the use of Tailwind. Now, Roost obviously will allow us to recover a considerable amount of HP, keeping Charizard Y's health up throughout battle, which is something that is very important in a sense if you don't have something with Defog or Rapid Spin, because Charizard is 4 times weak to Stealth Rock, meaning that whenever this Pokemon switches in, it will lose 50% of its health, which is something to keep in mind, so it's best to run this with a Rapid Spinner or something on your team using Defog. But Roost will also allow you to keep your HP up, and also allow you to potentially reduce the damage of maybe a super effective electric type move directed at it, because you will obviously lose your flying typing when you go for Roost, making electric type moves hit you for neutral damage. But if you want to go the more offensive route, Tailwind is definitely the way to go, and definitely the option that I would recommend if you think you're just going to be able to bring in this Charizard and sweep your opponent's team, because Tailwind will be boosting your speed by 2 stages, as well as the other members of your team's speed by 2 stages for a few turns, allowing you to now outspeed pretty much everything and do considerable damage to your opponent's team while being faster than everything on it. So it's really whichever one you want to go with, the more defensive route or the more offensive route, but both are definitely really solid options for the last move on the set, along with the really fantastic coverage you get through the 3 attacking moves I've listed for you right here. But as for the other set that I have for you in this video, we're going to be running more of a Sun support set for Charizard Y to make use of. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Calm Nature to increase its special defense and lower its physical attack. And for the ability, we're going to be going with Blaze again on the regular version of Charizard, but this is obviously going to be replaced with Drought upon Mega Evolving. But for the EVs, this time we're going to put 240 into its HP, 196 into its physical defense, 64 into its special defense, and 8 into its speed to give Mega Charizard Y some considerable bulk, allowing it to take physical and special hits very well because of our particular EV investment. And for the item, we're obviously going with Charizardite Y to allow it to achieve this particular Mega Evolution. But for the moves, the first one we're going to be going with on this set is either going to be Will-O-Wisp, which can be very useful for allowing Charizard Y to status opponents and also cripple physical attackers, or Defog, which is a very useful move to allow you to get rid of any entry hazards on the field and support your team in that sense, because typically Sun-based teams do have potentially a lot of Fire-type Pokemon, which are going to be weak to Stealth Rock, much like Charizard Y is 4 times weak to Stealth Rock, so Defog is a very excellent move to allow it to support itself and other teammates on its team, and this also makes Charizard Y the only Pokemon in the game that is able to simultaneously set up Sun and also get rid of entry hazards in the process, which is what I think to be a really awesome utility move on the set, and why I consider this to be more of a supportive Sun-based set, because we're allowing Charizard Y to set up Sun for other members of our team and also get rid of entry hazards to support them as well. But to go along with your first move on the set, we are going to be running coverage in Flamethrower and Solar Beam to give this Pokemon some really great dual typed moves to make use of, giving you an opportunity to hit a variety of different things for some really solid damage. Flamethrower is still being incredibly powerful under the sun, even though we aren't investing into its special attack at all, and Solar Beam obviously supporting that as well, allowing you to hit a number of things that Flamethrower is unable to hit for good damage, for super effective damage. And then again, we are running Roost on the set to allow Mega Charizard Y to keep up its health throughout battle, and also continue to support its team by coming in and setting up Sun to allow the other members of your team to make use of the sunny day on your side of the field. So overall, this set is a less offensive version of Mega Charizard Y, but a really great option if you want a really solid Sun supporter for your team and are tired of using Ninetales, because this Pokemon has considerable more resistances because of the added flying typing, so that is something to keep in mind, and also keeps up its health a lot better than Ninetales does, because Ninetales has to rely on Pain Split, whereas Roost is just a really solid recovery option. So it's a really great alternative set to run with Charizard Y that's a little bit less unexpected, but also still makes use of its great stats upon Mega Evolving and its ability very well. But anyways, everybody, that is all that I have for you in this video today, so feel free to follow me on Twitch to watch any of my live streams, and on Twitter to see all the really weird things that I post on Twitter. Not weird, but just silly things. And also, feel free to bookmark the database in the description that will have all of these sets for Charizard Y, as well as all the other sets I've done in my analysis series thus far. And also feel free to join the Zat at zat.com/pokegrounds, where you can find an easy place to chat about Pokemon, trade, and battle, and get friend safari codes to find some new stuff in your friends' safaris. But anyways, everybody, as I've said, that is it. So thank you all for watching, and as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.